Moving on from a divorce can be very painful and challenging. Our next guest wants to help people who are struggling with a separation get through a difficult time and to thrive.
She's the best-selling author of the book, The Divorce That Saved My Life, 12 Principles to Overcoming a Broken Relationship. Please welcome licensed clinical counselor, life and business strategist, Dr. Sandra Stribling. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you all doing?
We're doing well, thank you. Before we get to your tips, we want to talk to you about your personal story when it comes to divorce and why that made you want to help people through this transition.
Well, after retiring from the military, after, doing 21 years, I gave myself extra credit there, but 21 years. And it was just in a time and a place where it was just me and my kids. And now I find myself as a single mom. It was hard. And my divorce took 3 years, not one, not 90 days, but 3 years to dissolve and really come to grips with that. Now I am divorced. And honestly, I felt like, we walk around, I felt like a loser, but I didn't realize it was just the beginning of my life.
All right, let's tell people how to thrive after divorce as you have. First, you say, come to grips with the fact that this is your new normal.
Yes, because sometimes after a divorce, you think things are going to be the same, and they're not. This is going to be the new normal for you, and if you have children, for you and your kids. And I would say the faster you come to grips with that, I wouldn't say easy, the simpler it would be for you to come and get into a place where you're going to be at peace, and I would say even have joy and happiness in your life.
Next, you say you need to make those necessary adjustments. What do you mean by that?
Necessary adjustments with the kids. If you have children, it's just knowing that you're maybe sharing the children with the other spouse or, grandparents. And if it's just you, coming to grips with there's some things that maybe you did with your spouse at that time, but you no longer have that person there. And just really getting into a place, being okay with it just being you, if that's the case.
Tip number 3, be selfish. What do you mean by that?
I don't know, that one everybody's thinking like, oh my gosh, we're really groomed to not be selfish. But when you're going through a divorce and the life after to really thrive, to include me, I had to make time for myself because I had always been the mother to my children and the husband to my husband. The wife to my husband. And so it really made me think about, okay, now who am I to myself? So I had to get to a place where I became selfish and knowing that I am important too. And if I don't take care of me, I can't take care of anyone else either.
Your next tip is to give yourself permission to be amazing.
Yeah, I love that one because I don't think we give ourselves permission to do that. Even with what's going on and going through the process of divorce, it seems like someone just ripped the rug right from under your leg. And then if you get to a place where you understand giving yourself permission, that's number one. Not allowing anyone else to give you that permission, but it starts honestly internally with you of having the life you deserve and you desire after divorce.
And our final tip is turn up the heat. Explain that one.
Okay, I love this one. All right, so this one is for the guys and for the girls, of course. But it's sometimes after divorce, you know what happens? You kind of feel a little, oh, I'm not attractive, or I'm not pretty, or I'm not handsome, or whatever the case may be. And turn up the heat, meaning if you have to do a makeover, just honestly, just look in the mirror. And I can just say, for me, I really thought from the inside out, I was the most disgusting thing walking this planet. And I know that sounds so drastic, but that's how I felt. That divorce did a lot to me. And just turn up the heat was do a makeover. Put on clothes that make you feel, I would say, sexy or comfortable or make you feel alive and not just sit around in your sweats, in your jeans, in the house with the curtains closed and all of those things. So turn up the heat. Do things that make you feel alive and wanted and needed from the inside out.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate those tips. For more information on Dr. Sandra Stribling and her book, The Divorce That Saved My Life, 12 Principles to Overcoming a Broken Relationship, you can go to drsandraspeaks.com. You can also follow her on social media. Thanks again.